All right. Hello, everybody. This is the 10,000 live stream. We are live on Facebook. Today we have our usual suspects. We got Doug, Tracy, and Kim from the broker support team. And then we have a new person here named Cayla. Cayla is, what is your official title over at Star Title?
I am our supervisor for the agent support team.
Okay, so you spend a lot of time with, for all those agents who use Star Title, the agent support team are the people who work with you from day one. As soon as a transaction gets inked, you guys step in, you guys start connecting with lenders and other title companies, and you kind of put all that information together, right?
Yeah.
All the way to the finish line.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But today we're going to talk about the Star Title app, and you are the resident Star Title app expert.
Yeah. Yep. So we have sorry, go ahead.
So we're excited. So I'm just going to pass you the reins and you can start talking us through this app.
Okay. Yeah, we're really excited about it. It does a lot of, let me get out of my emails here. It does a lot of cool things for the agents. I think it's pretty user friendly. Can you guys see my screen?
We can.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. All right, so the Star Title app. So if you go to Star Title, I'm going to use the web-based version just for the sake of visibility. It's bigger, but we do have net sheets available in both app stores, Apple and Android. So these little links are here. If you go to startitlemI.com and click that net sheet link, it'll bring you to the net sheet page. So Star Title 1. You can download from both app stores here if you'd like. But I'm going to go ahead and get logged in. And feel free to stop me anytime, just if you guys have questions along the way here.
And people know how to log in, right?
They should have, if they signed up, they can create an account on that same page there.
So Cayla, if I don't have an account, I can just sign up. I don't need any sort of special authorization codes. I can just sign up, right?
You can just sign up. Yeah, if you click this link here.
Okay.
It'll take you to the page to get signed up and logged in. What's kind of nice too is it'll sync across multiple platforms. So if you're working on your computer one day and then maybe on your tablet and on your phone, so on and so forth, it'll sync up so all of your estimates will be saved on your account.
Sweet.
All right, so I guess we'll just kind of go through what we have here, what you're seeing on the screen. So we have, by default, it brings you to the buyer estimate sheet. We have the seller tab here. This is probably going to be the more common one that everybody uses. It's for seller net sheets. We'll walk through this a little bit more in just a few minutes here, but this is really cool. It's really powerful. I'm excited to show you that. We've got a few calculators here, different options if you want to go through, maybe you're looking at like renting versus buying. There's a lot of different options here. And it's kind of cool to have access to that on the go. The estimates, this is where obviously you'll have a ton more than I do here, but this is where they'll all be saved under the estimate tab. Now, premium. So 5-Star is offering to cover premium for 1 year. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Great. So I strongly encourage you to take advantage of that. What you'll see here is a ton of tools, things you can share on social media, things you can, if you have a new listing, there's a ton of templates here you'll see. I encourage you to just kind of go through and, play around in here. There's a lot of different tools, a lot of different icons. It's a lot of marketing, really. So definitely utilize that. I think it's great. A lot of different options. So if you haven't already, I do encourage you to sign up for premium. And then here you have, the menu. So if I click on profile, you can go in here, you can add your profile picture, your logo, all of your information here, your license numbers if needed. You have account settings, which we'll get into a little bit more, but one thing I want to talk about and point out is home link. So if you turn this on, you have the option to either have it always ask you if you want to use home link. It can automatically always be on. And what this is a tool. So when you think about taxes or like mortgages on properties that sellers might have, it pulls the information automatically for you. So you're not sitting there trying to like enter the taxes and trying to figure out what the prorations are. It pulls directly from public websites that are linked to the municipalities. And then obviously the mortgage information gets recorded. That's public information as well. So it'll pull it in for you. I think this is awesome. It saves a lot of time, saves a lot of, I guess, room for error. It does it on its own. So also you do have the option to do it manually. We can talk about different scenarios where that might be preferred, but right now I do kind of want to dive in to the seller net sheet. Do you guys have any questions so far?
I do not.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
So when I've seen that proration come up when I use it, is it pulling it from when you're talking about HomeLink and it does like a tax data proration? Is it pulling, where's it getting its numbers from? What numbers are they using? Is it pulling it from the local municipality or how is that determined?
Yep. So it's pulling from the local municipality. So like similar to what you'd see on BSNA for the property, that's
Okay.
where it's pulling it from. So whatever the township, city, village provides.
So it should be pretty accurate as far as what the SEV is currently. Is it on the new amount? Because we're seeing so many homes going over. Is it, so the calculations on the current
It's based
SEV?
upon the actual data in the system. There's no projections going on.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. It's whatever's provided of public record as of current right now.
One
Right,
thing
that's
to
what I
mention,
mean.
though, is that not every single municipality plays nice with HomeLink.
Okay.
Yeah, like yesterday, I did one for Chelsea and the information wasn't there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what I will say is the mortgage information is pretty spot on. When I sit with people and they'll say, oh, I have about $125,000 left, about that. And then I pull out my net sheet and it shows 124,750. They're like, wow, like, how did you know that? And I'm like, I don't know, but it's good information to have. So.
Well, to clarify what I was asking, is it pulling, so I looked at a property yesterday and is it pulling the taxable? They had lived there for 20 some years. That's, I guess, and you may not know that, but the data was old. And so that's what I was asking. Is it pulling the taxable data from what that owner is paying or for a current sale price that we put in? And maybe you don't know that, but that's what because I find that it's not real accurate from the couple that I've done with it.
I think it's always the current tax rate because it always matches up for me.
Okay.
That's my understanding as well, but
It matches what's in the system. So it's not going to base it on like, oh, the SEV is going to adjust in 12 months when the township reevaluates it. That's not happening. It's always based upon what it pulls directly from the system. So it's pulling the same information, Kim, that you would pull from BSNA.
Right. So and we don't need to stay on this, but I would say, is it the taxable or is it the SEV? Because there's a big difference.
Taxable.
Taxable. Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Got it. All right. Thank you.
Absolutely. So we'll kind of dive in here. I'll move through it kind of quickly, but I do want to show you some of the different things here. So upper left corner, you'll see the drop down for where you select your county. So we're going to be in Kent County for the example. So what's kind of nice, it asks about loan type here. This is purely for just comparison multiple offer situations, which are common right now. But you can click the drop down here and choose whichever option might apply. And then so let's say I'm going to add an address here, and this is just an example, but let me show you kind of what it does. So we'll pretend we're in Wyoming, and going to calculate for us. So this is the HomeLink pop-up I was mentioning. So the estimated annual property taxes here, the estimated loan balance is here. So I'm going to click done. What's kind of cool is it'll put it in. You'll see down here as a dollar amount. Now there's an algorithm behind, you see a percentage here. I don't ever mess with the percentage. I always just leave it on the dollar amount because that's what people understand. That's what people recognize. So you have the option to put in the sales price. So we'll pretend $250. Your broker fees you have here, so 6%. There's a little gear along some of the fields here, so you can change if it's not the 3% and 3% per side. You also have the option to turn on or off the split. So that's most people, I think, leave it on, but totally up to you, your preference. You can change it if you need to. So then you have a couple of free fields here. So you have repairs. So if maybe you know up front that the buyers are going to ask for $5,000 and to repair something, probably not so common right now, but maybe they have some requests in the offer, you can put those here. Then you have this miscellaneous. So the gears here, this is completely customizable. You can put in, let's say we have a home warranty, and let's say it's $600. So we're going to add that to the closing costs. Maybe there's a survey that you want to put in, and let's say it's $1,000. You can click done. You also have the option to subtract from closing costs here, but these are, you can add as many fields as you need. So it's completely customizable to the offer. So we've got that here. Got the loan balance information. The interest rate is averaged based on current rates. They obviously don't know what maybe the rate was for that particular mortgage. So this is an estimate, but it's usually pretty close. And then you have the option for the estimated closing date. So let's pretend we'll go to June 11th. So if I click compute here, it's going to bring me to the summary page. And so here you can kind of see the breakdown. So this is the estimated proceeds. So the net at close number. If you want to see a breakdown in closing costs, you can click detailed here and it shows you kind of how we got to that number. So the information we put in, some of the stuff is it's auto added for us. So title fees that are specific to Star Title. We have the price of the policy, deed prep, tax certification fees, things here you'll see. State transfer tax, county transfer tax. We have the recording fees, the home warranty and survey that we added, the commission, interest. Now, one thing that you can do is you can click edit, and it gives you the option to manually alter or add any other figures that you'd like. So maybe you might be thinking, okay, I need my admin fee in here. So you can type in, 5 stars admin fee, so $295. That's kind of cool that you have the option to manipulate it how you need it to be. So if you click done, you can, come on, there we go. If you click done, it'll adjust the number for you here. One thing I want to point out is you have a couple options up here. So multiple offers, this is a real popular one right now. Obviously, if you have other offers, you can add them in. So if you click add new offer here, it'll keep a lot of the information we already put in, but then you can adjust what you need to for, a second offer that you might have on the property. And then it'll compare them side by side. So what I'm going to do here is show you what the net sheets look like, and you have options to change the template, so you can have it fit to whichever one you prefer. You have them along the side here, but this is kind of what it would produce for your customer. So it's a really nice layout. You have the option to email, download, print, social share, which I don't think anybody really puts them on social media. I don't know why you would, but it's there if you need it. And then you can save the estimate as well. You can change the colors. You can edit your profile directly from this page. So if you want to change your picture or your logo or whatever you might need to do, then you can kind of click through and choose, what layout you want to use for this estimate. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to save. And then it will be in the estimates folder here. So if you ever need to go in and edit it, this is the one we did today. You can name them, whatever you need to, but this is where you would go. Like if maybe you're in your car, in an hour and they say, hey, there's a counter offer or something and you need to adjust it. You can go in and do that from there as well.
Very nice. Wow. That's pretty simple.
It is. It's really, I personally think it's really user friendly. I've used it. I've heard good things from agents that are using it. So, yeah, we're excited about it. And I think this, like I said, this premium feature to be able to, share, marketing tips, tools, things like that on social media. I think it's
Are
great.
there videos down there? Scroll down. Were there housing inventory videos, things like this?
Yep. I don't know if it'll let me. So yeah, yep, there are videos. You can share. It does come with a little description,
Nice.
just to show, there's a lot out there right now, I think, of the current state of the market, just with it being such low inventory, and people are nervous. And
but the idea is that if you want to, you can upgrade this to premium. We'll reimburse you the $10 it costs to upgrade this to premium. Have at it, have some fun with it. Maybe some of these things are helpful to you. You can email these out to your clients. You can put them on your Instagram feed or your Facebook feed and see if it draws anyone out of the woodwork. But yeah, it's interesting. There's a bunch of like just listed, probably just sold, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I have the $10 premium one. I've never used one piece of it except the branding piece, which I really like, and I love the app.
Yeah.
But I would love to see some of this stuff, all this marketing stuff that I didn't even know was there. So thank you, Cayla.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a ton of just, and some of them are fun, some of them are themed, some of them are, you can make it specific to customer even. We've got golfers here, cooks, things like that. So it's really fun. I've seen agents do really cool things with it. And it's a way to stay in front of people without having to spend money on marketing. All the stuff's created for you. So
And Cayla, back to the net sheet really quick. I said the helpful practical piece to that is, in this day and age of multiple offers, boy, is that smart to be able to have those in front of your client, again, so they can see side by side. So many of us are doing spreadsheets and we're doing all these elaborate, things for our clients so they can compare one offer to the other. This just makes total sense to me.
Yep. It's a great tool. I think that I'll try and do this really quick so we can kind of see what it would look like. We'll just keep it basic. We'll just change the price a little bit, but this will show us enough kind of what it would look like. So we've got our two offers here. If I click share print PDF down here, it'll show you offer 1 and offer 2 and what the bottom line would be. So that's what the comparison tool looks like. Now you still can scroll down and see each individual net sheet.
And the breakdown of each. Yeah.
Yep. But this kind of just gives the summary, and this is what I've seen agents use to share with their customers. Here's what the difference is between these offers.
Well,
helps them make a decision.
That's powerful. That's great. That's great.
So not to knock my really nice spreadsheet that I have, Cayla, but this is pretty cool.
Sorry, Trace. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I like that it shows the net at close, because at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to set ourselves apart from someone else, is like, it's the data, the information we provide. Anyone can put a sign in the yard, but it's about service. So this is one layer of that type of service.
Absolutely.
When you click onto one of these when you add one of these here, can you add notes like offering 30 days possession, FHA versus conventional? Like, can you add notes onto one of these guys?
That's a great question. Let me take a look here. Oops.
Because what I use my spreadsheet for, I love this. I will do both, but they also need to see, like Paul said, is it contingent upon another closing? Is it FHA?
Let's try it.
Yeah.
Notes there. Can you type in like contingent on sale and then press enter, see what happens? Can you put another line down there? Can you add another line? Like, can I add more notes?
We can't, no. This is like a free form box.
Okay, so I would have to put comma and then the next issue, like cash, comma.
Maybe long possession.
Long possession period, 30 days possession, whatever.
Appraisal guarantee.
See what saves, see how it looks.
Okay, so if I click save here. So they show up at the bottom underneath the price here.
Got it. So you can put the notes right there.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Great.
So I think I think what's really beneficial with this too is that you know, we talked about crossing over multiple platforms, but it really keeps you connected. So I think it's nice that you'll have this kind of in your, you know, in your cloud, in your, you know, app accessible all the time. Because if you're, you know, on the road showing houses, or if you're, you know, maybe up north, you've only got your phone, you can still, like, anything you've saved will be here. And I think that's huge. You know, we talked about spreadsheets and things like that, saving everything. But it's nice to have everybody, or have everything local in one place. So I think it's nice to have this list here. And it's all editable, so you can go back and maybe you need to make a change. You don't have to start over from the beginning. You can adjust as you need to within the system here. So that's kind of the app. It was a kind of a crash course as far as seller net sheets are concerned. We do have the buyer estimate again, that function here too. That's if your buyers have questions. You know, lenders will assist with this obviously too, but if your buyers have questions, maybe they want to just know you're in the showing phase still. Maybe they haven't met with a lender yet. They just kind of want to know what kind of, you know, cash to close they might need to bring. You can put the information in here. So that's kind of nice. But I think the seller net sheet is, well, honestly, the seller net sheet and the marketing, I think, are the two huge things here that are helpful, beneficial.
Can you click over to calculators again?
Yeah.
See all we got over there.
Yep.
Rent versus buy, sell, refi, extra payment, monthly affordability. Wow.
Yep, there's a lot of options here. I think the ones that I've seen most used, so the rent versus buy, which you know, I think, especially with the way the market is currently, we have a lot of there's a lot of renters out there that do probably want, you know, to get into a house, you know, in the near future. With the limited inventory though, I think this is a helpful one. Let me click into here a second. So it kind of walks you through a similar situation to what you'd see on the you know, the buyer estimate kind of thing. Kind of calculates things like that. But I think this is a good tool to have. There was another one here for the sell to net calculator.
Cayla, when you were talking about monthly affordability on that, I was just noticing that we're talking about what based on a certain purchase price, we're saying, and again, I'm just trying to be clear on what that's saying to me. It's not calculating payment for me.
This one here.
Yes, yes.
So this is yeah, this is like an overview of, it's showing them what their potential like month to month payment would be.
Oh, good. Oh, it is showing. Okay, good.
Yeah, it looks like it's saying, you know, based upon, like, for example, if you have your desired payment of, let's say you have a monthly budget of $1,000 a month, I'm assuming it's telling you what kind of a house you could afford with $1,000 a month payment.
There you go.
Yeah. And then it shows the interest rate, the term of the loan, things like that. And then it'll calculate what that payment, what that budget might be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, which could help people who buyers who, like you said, who maybe haven't met with a lender yet, who are just sort of like asking, like, what can I afford? Like, what kind of range should we be looking in? This could help them dial in a potential range. Obviously, we want to get them pre-qualified as soon as possible, especially in today's market. But interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
So
So
I don't know that I have any more questions on it. I just would encourage people to jump in here and try it out. One thing that I can tell you, and again, we're talking to agents that are newer to the industry. When you walk in there and you have net sheets, like for example, when I go to a listing appointment, if I know a range of where I'm going, or let's say I just want to have some estimates with me, I'll throw their information in there. I'll go, hey, if they think their home is worth 250, if I sort of indicated they think it's worth around 250, I might grab a 240, 250, 260, 270, 300 or whatever. And I might bring those along with me just so I look like I'm a pro. It's like, well, I've got your proceeds right here. Here's what your expenses are going to look like. Here's what it costs to sell. And so you can use these in your listing presentation. You can use them way more than just when you have an offer on the table. I've utilized these throughout the whole entire process of the real estate interaction with clients.
Well,
Yeah,
and to your point, Paul, I mean, you come prepared, you look like the pro, because sure as anything, those discussions are gonna, who knows where they're gonna lead to, right?
Yep.
But you're gonna be prepared with those certain net sheets.
Yep. I
That
guarantee
create
you
that
your
difference
seller's going to
there.
ask
Makes
you,
sense.
so what does it cost to sell?
Yep.
And you're going to go, I think around 8 to 8.5%. But you could say, you could rattle off a rough percentage. But if you have this in hand, it's like, oh, okay, so there's the expenses. Got it. Okay, that all makes sense to me now.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
And you set yourself apart from the other people who have come in before you, because many times they're not coming with that information. And it's really the number one thing people want to know. Like, they know their house is going to sell, but what are my proceeds going to look like? And this is just a great way for you to show up and to be able to leave them with tangible information that helps them understand this is where you are and this is where you want to be and this is what it can look like financially.
Yeah, and it helps them think forward too. If they're thinking, well, what kind of a down payment will I have available to me on my next property? Will I be able to put 20% down? Will I have to get PMI on the next property? All these types of questions. So it helps give them clarity. It'll ease stress. Hopefully they can see the numbers on paper. So jump in here, play with it. Do an estimate on your parents' home. Do it on your own home. Do it on your friend's house. Just run some estimates and just have some fun getting comfortable with these net sheets.
It's practice. Yep.
definitely. One thing I think it's worth mentioning, so certainly if you ever have questions about the app, feel free to reach out to me. So I can get you my contact information. But if it's, let's say it's the middle of the night and you're like, oh shoot, I need to do this kind of thing, there is a tutorial page here. The first one that pops up here is for the seller net sheets because it's the most popular. Once you click in here, there's a whole YouTube channel of resources, videos, how to use things. So if you ever find yourself, Star Title's not open, you can't get a hold of, granted you have a great team here that can help, but just know that it's there if you need it. There is a tutorial section.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anyone else have anything before we wrap it up?
One of the things that I like on this spreadsheet or on this net sheet is that I can differentiate how much are the closing costs. So they can see a total and it breaks down. I like the detail of $860 per thousand. You can see their costs. This is what it's going to cost for transfer tax. Often sellers don't even understand that they're going to pay transfer tax.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's going to cost for your title to have title insurance. So I like the breakdown. Yeah, right there where you can just see the total, and then I can put in and out their loan balance to show them that detail. And I find that that's really, really helpful when we're working with sellers.
Yep.
One thing that, being on the title side of things, one thing that I think is really nice about this is this terminology here too is very similar to what you would see on the settlement statement itself. So it's not, you get to closing and they're going to be like, wow, like my realtor knew exactly what that was and exactly what it was for, and kind of thing. It's consistent across the board from title, lending, and then real estate. So it's nice when they get to the closing table and they feel comfortable, like I know what this is, I know what it's for, kind of thing. So I really think that this, Kim, like you were saying, this breakdown here is helpful because this is exactly what they're going to see when they get to the closing table.
Yeah, and it looks nice. And just a little reminder, I always tell my clients, it's an estimate. We should be very close, but it is an estimate. Taxes will change depending which day. But it also looks very, very nice, especially for an agent that doesn't have tools all established. You can come in and be the pro and look like a pro. And it's a really, really nice app. I use it often. And even I think somebody mentioned with buyers, it's pretty close on my buyers as well.
One thing to note, Cayla, on the screen that you're at right there right now, at
Yeah.
the bottom, there's a spot for your client to sign that. And that's also an important piece of just communication that I have told you, I have showed you, and I had you initial it so that later there's no surprises. Like I was as upfront and honest and transparent about all of these fees. So just getting a quick signature or initial on something that just, again, shows that you were a good communicator. Not a bad idea.
You're very detailed. Correct.
There will come a time in your career probably where you get to a closing table, where you get within a week of a closing and someone says, whoa, I was unaware of these costs. I'm telling you right now, that's why the signature is key. Because you see this, document here, we did talk about this because your sellers have a lot going on. I have absolutely been there where I had someone who never talked to me again because of this. I ran through net sheets. We saw the closing costs. I ran through closing disclosures, but they claimed they were fully unaware of any of these closing costs, and they were so livid, so mad. And to you and me, we're going, well, obviously there's closing costs. You're selling your house, right? But if it will save you a lot of heartache if you can get them just to say, oh yeah, totally, I see it. Yep, initial, it looks good.
Yep.
We know it's not exact. It's an estimate.
I'll give you a quick war story. Got to closing with a second-time client of mine. I'd sold it to them, and then we were selling their house. They were moving out of state. And when they got their net sheet or their HUD statements, they said, wait a minute, why is this 6% you're charging instead of 3%? And once you make communication that's not clear, you always make it clear for every transaction moving forward. And so they thought that they were only paying 3%, not 6%.
They thought the other person paid the other 3%.
Yes. So I pulled out this estimate, which I always drop in the loop and share it with them. So you have proof too that you shared it. And I was able to go back and say, I'm so sorry you misunderstood that. Remember the net sheet. And these were very calculated people. And so that net sheet was very important for them to understand. And they did close, but it just really does help that you're communicating properly. And it's a really helpful tool.
Yep. That's why we have so many disclosures we sign now, guys.
Yeah.
You ever wonder why it takes 35 minutes to close a transaction at a telecom? Because every single one of those documents exists because someone said, wait a minute, and they created a big issue. So now we're like, we have lots of disclosures, lots of documents.
And for sure, this will certainly help your analytical clients.
You know,
So
I
you can go line by line by line.
I hear
by line. So
I hear stories about people who bought houses back in like the 60s and 70s where it was like a 3-page closing. It was like, swoop, you just sign it, you're done.
those days are done.
Those
Yeah,
days are
not
done.
so much now. We got packages that are,
Yeah,
you know, inches
now
thick.
you see those big old, those extra large paper clips, you know, the big old paper clips. All right, everybody. Well, that's a little run through. I'm sorry. It looks like someone said the live stream was a little bit blurry, so I'm really sorry about that. But really, just log in here. Go click the link I just shared in the bottom of the of this video, and just log in, play with it, learn it. There's a chat option on the bottom right. You can see where it says "Chat with us" in that blue box. You can get support. This is a great app. They have tons of tutorials. We're here for you. Upgrade to premium and look like a pro.
One last thing, I get this question. So when they do upgrade, 5-Star does pay the $9.99, and you can send that directly to accounting, and they'll just take it right off your bill.
Yeah, you just send us an email, and we'll put a $10 credit on your bill.
Yep.
For 1 year.
1 year. Yep.
Super gracious. Super
All right.
gracious.
Thank you, Kayla.
Thank
Yep,
you
thanks,
guys.
Cayla. Appreciate
Kayla,
it.
thank you so much.
All
Have a
right.
good
Thanks.
rest of the day.
Have an awesome day.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
Yeah.
Take care.